Dang it, man. That was good. Man, I prepared for it. I was like, all right, when he does the thing, you got to say out. And then you always throw the freaking, he always throws a curveball at the end, man.
This is the Schmo with the former Bellator lightweight champion, Iron Mike Tyson.
Yes, he hits like Mike Tyson. Let's go.
Iron Mike Chandler on Fight Island.
Oh, we're keeping this going. We're not stopping. I like it. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, one take Charlie's. How we doing?
We're doing good, man. Just preparing these hands like Iron Mike Tyson, but Iron Michael's showing up on the cage on Saturday night.
The last time the Schmo spoke with you, we had the dry rehearsal right here on Fight Island. We were up in your room. Now we got the real deal thing.
Yeah, man. This is it's great. You know, and I keep getting asked about the first experience compared to this one, and this one's a little bit different. Number one, this one's a little bit bigger, a little bit more hype behind it, a lot of more media obligations. You can kind of feel it. The kind of atmosphere is building towards a Conor McGregor pay-per-view this week. But that first trip to Fight Island where I saw you back in October, it was great because I had just signed with the promotion a couple weeks before. I'm going to meet all my new colleagues, all my new coworkers, the people I'm going to be rubbing elbows with and working with for the next 5 years or so, the remainder of my career. So there was that kind of anxiety of not really knowing anybody, having a list of emails and text messages and phone numbers that were calling me, hearing voices but not knowing what the faces looked like, and got to meet them all last time, and now this time, now they're all familiar faces, and we're off to the races, so it kind of makes this week a little bit easier.
And he's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. Now talk to me for a second. Why'd you take the last flight out here to Fight Island, man? The Schmo thought you would, take some time to get accustomed to the time zone.
Well, I mean, it set itself up to be, enough time, and we had 10 days. We left. We were going to leave Vegas basically 9 days before the fight, which to me is enough. Maybe, cerebral scientists will say, hey, it's not enough for your brain to get adjusted and blah, blah, blah. But, as a fighter, as a guy who's trained at a high level, competed at a high level since I was 14 years old, weight cuts, training and traveling across the entire world, competing at a championship level, your body just adapts. You figure it out. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. I don't overthink it. I don't try to say, put together a game plan, write it on paper, because for those of y'all that don't know, our plane got delayed a day and a half, so we were stuck in Vegas an extra day and a half, which takes away a day and a half here on Fight Island, a day and a half to get adjusted, as well as takes away a day and a half to prepare. And then we were also in quarantine until last night. So me and my team and a couple other people who were on the flight were the last ones to finally get out of quarantine. Then I had about 4 or 5 hours of media, and yesterday was a doozy.
I'm sure you saw the Schmo broke some news in the boss man's office. It was a day before New Year's Eve. We got you and Dan Hooker, unofficially official, but they were trying to book you with Charles Dubronx Olivera. Were you preparing for Dubronx before you were preparing for Dan Hooker for this fight?
I was preparing for the idea of Charles Olivera. So I mean, they there was a bunch of different names being thrown out there. Dan Hooker was always a name that was being thrown out there. He's a champion in his own right. He's a top 5 guy, a great talent, and a great guy to measure myself against here in the lightweight division. But obviously, Charles Olivera had a phenomenal performance back in December. Everybody was blown away by it. People start talking about him being up in that upper echelon, that title picture here in 2021. I knew that Charles probably wasn't going to take the fight, and rightfully so. I mean, he had just made weight 2 weeks before. He had just fought 2 weeks before. Whenever that fight was kind of announced or offered to him, it's Christmas time, it's the holidays. He deserved to have some time off, so I knew it was a slim chance. So I was really just preparing for Dan Hooker at that point, with the possibility of Charles being thrown in there. But here we are, fighting Dan Hooker.
And Dan Hooker told the Schmo the other day he's not afraid to do some wrestling with you. He's going to challenge the All-American Wrestling. What do you have in store for this guy if he is going to engage with you on the ground?
Well, listen, I mean, Dan Hooker's solid everywhere. He doesn't get, you don't build the resume and get to where he is without being a well-rounded, dangerous guy in all positions, championship mindset, willing to take damage and give it out, tough chin, heart of a champion. It remains to be seen. I mix it up pretty well. It's no secret that my wrestling is at a high level, and I like to use it. But I also love the power of my hands. I love putting together combinations. I love to keep that simple kickboxing, Henry Hoofed pressure, simple combinations, devastating combinations, and Dan Hooker poses a lot of threats, a lot of hurdles to get over, but we think we've got the right game plan, and I trust myself to go in there, navigate the treacherous waters, figure out the ebbs and flows, let the fight progress, and look for the finish when it presents itself, and hopefully go out there and get a finish.
High expectations. Your teammate Gilbert Burns told the Schmo the other week he expects you to be holding the lightweight strap sometime here in 2021. And the Schmo knows you've been sizing up all these lightweights. Last time here, Justin Gaethje. Obviously, you've now seen Dan Hooker. You bumped into him doing some media. Dustin Poirier. But Conor McGregor, man, what do you expect when you size him up for the first time? Because it probably hasn't happened yet. He's still in quarantine.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. We'll see. I mean, that was a great thing about coming out here in October. Flew over here with Justin Gaethje. Said hi to him. Said great luck. Sized up Khabib a little bit. I've met Poirier now a couple times. Hooker. I mean, I come from that wrestling background, man. We're you're standing elbow to elbow. The guy you're about to wrestle is right behind you at weigh-ins. Like, we're not separated. You're there. You make eye contact. May the best man win. I'm not the kind of guy who pulls himself away or talks trash from afar. I want to be in there. I want to feel the energy. I want to feel the aura. And Conor does a really good job of doing that as well. He loves to take the glasses off, look in a guy's eyes, whether that's his own thing inside of his head that he does, or there really is some kind of breaking of the will of his opponent before he even steps into the cage. So we'll see. I think I'll be sitting next to him, or at least in the same room as him in the press conference tomorrow. So that'll be good. And I fully intend to go out there, put on a dominant performance, a spectacular performance against Dan Hooker, win that fight, and shower up real quick, do a little bit of media, throw my clothes on, and then go sit cage side to watch who could be my next opponent, either Conor McGregor or Dustin Poirier, or if I look spectacular enough, Khabib by the end of the year if he does come back. Either way, got to do my job on Saturday night. Everything hinges, this first chapter of my UFC career hinges upon me going out there and taking care of business on Saturday night.
He's a well-spoken guy, the husband to Bree Chandler, the father to the hot man, a great guy on and off camera. We'll see you
out.
No. We'll see you.
Oh, at the top.
Yes.
Yeah, no, last time you did the out thing, so I was prepared for the out thing because I screwed it up last time. Okay, do it again. Ready, go.
We'll see you.
At the top.
He's the pro. I'm the Schmo. We are out. Iron Mike Tyson